105 games for Kaizer Chiefs, 11 goals as a winger. Played 3 times for South Africa under 17, 2 goals. 4 times for the under 20s, a goal. 3 times for the under 23s, 3 goals. And 13 times for the senior team, 3 goals. Style of play. Great skill.
Yeah.
Pace, ability to ghost past players, delivery of a great final ball, and a goal scorer. Mandla Masango.
Is that the right and correct information? Welcome to the show, Mandla.
Thank you very much, Godfather. To the listeners. I think we need to check with Mr. Mohammed Yusuf. I think there might be more numbers.
Not just Lama numbers.
But thank you very much.
It's a pleasure, and let me tell you, absolutely deserved.
Thank you very much, Godfather.
Yeah, like sokhuluma ngento eningi Mandla, but ngifuna siqale la i-competition iqalile, and we've seen some exciting fixtures akhona, and sovumelana if City, this is one of our cups where the so-called smaller teams azama khona ukushayina. But what's your overall impression ya competition so far, and what do you think impact yayo nje kwi-local football?
I think it has a great impact on our football fraternity or football overall, because it's not only about the players, the teams, but it's more about the fans, because they get to voice out their opinion. You know, when you're sitting at home or sitting at taverns, you're drinking your Kalian, you know, and enjoying a football game, you have opinions. But now, my opinion now, you must put them where your mouth is. So you have an opportunity to vote for a man of the match by dialing star 120 660 hash. So, and also there's competitions like Favi Goals or Warner, and opportunities where now they've reintroduced the champion coach, where any random fan can be a champion coach. Imagine coaching players that you always support, you know. I think that's a great initiative. It gives the supporters their opinions to be shared in and amongst the South African football fans.
There are a few fixtures this weekend, and we have Durban, KZN Derby, where Durban City on a spotlight once again to face Richards Bay FC. What do you make of their journey to quarterfinal? And also, if you look at Durban City and Maritzburg United, but with that quality of that team going to a Richards Bay corner, can they cause that upset and be in the final? Ubege no Kevin Hunt as a coach?
If it's so, I equal easy for our team way too, because way too our team represents KZN as a whole. And I'm sure they will have loved with Batole team young Apanje, so that Sunday born team one KZN the final.
Yeah.
But then again, coming back to your question, is that both teams are scoring teams, and it's a very exciting fixture. And if you look at Kevin Hunt with his experience, a cup pedigree, I think Durban City, they are doing really well, you know. And it's not that the credit also go Richards Bay. They're not all rich boys.
Yeah.
Man. You know, I think they also have exciting players, you know. It's going to be a quite contested game.
Yeah.
But if I had to choose one, I would really like to see the newcomers, you know. A newcomer, and then where the least is expected of you, and then you rise to the occasion.
Mandla, when I look at the fixtures, we've obviously got Golden Arrows up against TS Galaxy, Maruma Gallants up against Stellenbosch. But the one that intrigues me, And the one that I would believe that everybody would assume that Orlando Pirates are going to get to the semi-finals is the Orlando Pirates-Magesi game. We know Pirates are cup kings in South Africa. They have this tendency of winning knockout cups. But don't forget, Magesi are the defending champions, number one. And number two, by the way, defending champions beating Mamelodi Sundowns in the final last season. This season, knocking Mamelodi Sundowns out to get to this point. So, is it as simple as Orlando Pirates booking their place in the semi-final?
Godfather, to be quite honest with you, it's going to be a very, very, very tight contested game because Magesi, they've won the trophy before and they, like, on their way to the final to winning that trophy, they beat Orlando Pirates. So I think they are highly motivated. You know, once you beat a team of Sundowns caliber, you get that boost that you need as a football club. You know, you get the belief that we can go all out. But also looking at Orlando Pirates, I think they're one of the best playing teams currently in the Betway Premiership. They've got exciting players. I think the new signings, they've gelled in well with the older guys. You have a young leader in Mbegezeli Mbogazi, who for me has been a standout performer for both country and Orlando Pirates, you know, and he pops up there with crucial goals. And also you have Moremi, I think he's also underrated. You know, as a winger, as I used to be a winger myself, if you are a scoring winger, it's a bonus. You know, you take some weight off the strikers, even though the strikers, they create a lot of movements for them to find those little pockets of space to make sure that they help the strikers convert the chances that they create. So I can give it to Orlando Pirates. At the moment, I think there's no team in the country who are on form or on song as Orlando Pirates.
Mandla, you know, when you look at the other fixtures, you've got Marumagallants up against Stellies. Stellenbosch, we know, have always done well in cup competitions and in the league. This year seem to be struggling. Their last victory, I watched the game, 4-3 against Le Montfort Golden Arrows. I thought that they looked very exciting going forward, but very vulnerable at the back. Whereas when you look at Marumagallants, they're pretty tight and well-structured as a team. Do you see home ground advantage in Bloemfontein being the deciding factor, or do you think Stellies can don't let's call it an upset, but get that away win?
Godfather, both teams have been doing well, you know, like you just alluded, that Stellies, they need to shut the back door because going forward, they're like a Ferrari, but defensively, they're not quite sound at the current moment because, you know, if you want to win football matches, you must shut the back door and make sure that you get an opportunity to score goals. And Marumagallants, they have exciting players as well, and they run for 90 minutes, and also, you know, the attitude, like the attitude of the players going forward. For me, I think Stellies have a chance, you know, of causing an upset, because as much as you can concede, but you can score even greater amount of goals. So I can give it to Stellies, you know, because they have the edge, and also they have the cup pedigree. They've won the Carling Knockout Trophy before, so they will want to prove it. And also, if you can check, they beat Kaizer Chiefs, so that also gave them that confident booster going into this game.
Well, it's the KZN derby that kicks us off on Saturday, the 25th of October. Then on Sunday, the 26th of October, for me, two of the most exciting ball-playing teams in the league. Le Mans Golden Arrows up against TS Galaxy. We know that Arrows looked very vulnerable at the back against Stellies when they conceded the 4 goals, but again looked pretty exciting going forward. And then TS Galaxy, year in, year out, producing top class football players. That's a game, in my opinion, that could probably be the most difficult to predict. Your thoughts, Mandla?
No, you're absolutely spot on. It's not an easy game to predict because both teams, they're very exciting players, and they've got players that are not scared to make mistakes, and they've got nitty players who like to take on defenders, which is very exciting. You know, you hardly see a lot of our wingers taking players on. There's a young boy who scored a goal like Messi over, I think, during the week. I think is an exciting player for Golden Arrows.
Mtanti?
And also, sorry?
Would that be Mtanti?
He plays on the right.
Yes, he's a winger.
Yeah, he scored a solo goal.
He's an incredible talent.
No, big talent. I think he like soon the big three will be coming for his signature. And then coming back to TS Galaxy, I like this Masambi boy.
Very much so.
He's got the quality. He's got that little bit of arrogance, and also, you know, he's more inside, but he's got a big heart because he's got an eye for goals as well. You know, and also Detechan, I think, has found his form again.
Top player.
He's flying, you know. So
top
this
player.
This will be a highly contested match. So probably, I think TS Galaxy, because they're from my hometown, you know. We can't have all the parent teams in the semis. We need other provinces as well.
Well, you know, Mandla, when you look at the quarterfinals, it's guaranteed that you're going to have one KZN team in the semis. So, from what I gather, you're looking at Durban City, TS Galaxy, Orlando Pirates, and Stellenbosch to contest the semi-finals. I've got Simtho smiling here.
I think because there's a Durban representative in the team. No, but I think that could be possible, and also like all the 8 teams stand a chance of being in the semis. You know, we can't count them out because the nice thing about the Carling knockout is that it's so exciting for the fans, you know, because there's nice incentives for players, champion of the match, and they get to choose the All-Star team. They just need to vote for every player that they think deserves to be in the All-Star team. So it's more innovation system for all the football lovers. But we hope to see at least one parent team so that abantu base-KZN bangashayi phela masizile siyobaranda
Lutho boy. Nyazi, wherever you go, Mandla, and there's a lot of questions owatholayo, and it wouldn't be fair nami mangase ngikiyeke not asking this one question. I spoke to Uspiwe Shabalala this week about the performance of a team. We saw iqale kahle maqala season, but of late they are failing to convert lawo chances about Tolai. And you know very well we're building up to AFCON in December. We also have the World Cup next year, but we only saw Umdu Shabalala with selection ka coach. In your understanding, Mandla, what makes it so difficult for our players? I asked the same question. Why kunzima kangaka for players to adapt. Buka coach asebefikile, almost 6 coaches, but basahluleka ama-players to adapt kuleyo style. Do you think it's more about coaches or ama-players nokuthi yini lenza ukuthi bangakwazi ngempela ukubamba istyle salabo coach asebeshintshe kangaka kwi-team? And also kusho ukuthini-ke kwi-caliber ye-Kaizer Chiefs not having players are represented team kwi-national team?
You know, but football is a funny way of showing things. But if we can look at how they started, I think they started like a house on fire.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to get to the top. It's not easy to maintain the standard. As much as they playing quality football, you know, it's just that they need to convert the chances, because we could be talking another language now, you know, because they do create a lot of chances. Whereas I think sometimes maybe it's the rush of blood, where the final ball doesn't reach the striker or the final shot doesn't hit the target. It's just those small details. But overall, I think there's a huge improvement. You know, after winning the Nedbank Cup, there was so much buzz. You know, when teams do well, the country it shakes. Remember in Durban, I've never seen so many Chiefs fans.
Yeah.
And as much as, you know, sometimes we can be disappointed, but I think we just need to rally behind the boys and just support them, you know, because whenever you are down, it doesn't mean that you are a bad person or a bad player overnight. We just need to support them and make sure we encourage them, so that we can have representatives in the AFCON, representatives at the World Cup, which I truly believe will happen.
Yeah.
You know, because football, as much as there can be players who are currently performing at the moment, but you never know what tomorrow holds in football. So you can't predict the future. You can only predict what's going to happen here and now.
Mandla, thank you so much ngesikhathi osiphe sona namhlanje. This is your home. Noma yini mawula eThekwini, you don't have to nje ushaya call ukuthi kuse boy sengila thina amnyango yethu ihlezi ivulekile. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for the opportunity, and I would also like to thank Colin for supporting our football. You know, they've given so much to football, and I think we thank you for the platform as well. Thank you to you, Godfather.
Thank you, Mandla, and to you for the contribution you've made to South African football. Well done.